Today we are here to celebrate community coffee and how much they impact the lives of students. They have a program called Cash for Schools where they give back to the community, and schools use that money for whatever purposes they see fit in their schools.
How does that impact the lives of the children?
Well, every school has different ideas of what they can do. At my school, we had a reading incentive program where we used the money to have a huge party at the end of the school for children who met their goals. And children who possibly don't like to read, this was an incentive for them to read, get AR points, and get to the party at the end of the year. Later, in another year, we had a garden where we used the money to start a garden, and children who possibly weren't leaders in the classroom became leaders in that garden and were able to change their life in a different way, academically and socially.
The Community Cash for Schools program is a way in which schools can collect barcodes from community branded products, collect them in their school, and then redeem them back for cash that they can use in their classrooms to purchase anything, playground equipment, decorations, science and math lab equipment. It's really a fundraising program for local schools.
And how do the schools participate?
Well, the schools participate by getting organized, registering with us, and then collecting UPCs or barcodes from all community products, from offices, from grocery stores, anything branded community coffee, and they redeem those through their school for the Cash for Schools program. Thanks for being here today. I'm Matt Siraj. I'm one of the fourth generation owners, families that own and operate the Community Coffee Company, and we want to thank you for being our guests today. I know you're very busy, and I want to thank you all for coming here. The children, hey guys, I'm glad you're here. We're going to make this quick, and we're going to make it fun as well. I think I saw some cookies in the back, so just hold on there. We're really excited that you're here, and we're excited to be able to assist local schools through the Community Cash for Schools program. And I want to just thank you again, because we're going to recognize 16 schools that are represented here are some of the top earners in this region. So thank you very much. I'm real proud of you, and this is really exciting for me to do, as well as everybody really in the company, because we put a lot of effort behind the Community Cash for Schools program and have for 27 years now, 26 years. And over that time, we've been able to generate well over $6 million that are returned right back to the schools. And you know how the program works. It's a good program. We're just proud to be part of it, because through this program, schools are able to earn money just by collecting the barcodes off community brand products, and then use those money in any way they see fit. And I'd love to hear your ideas of what you do with the monies. I've seen a lot of things in action before. I visit a lot of schools, and I've seen some real creative and innovative uses of just those very important dollars, those dollars you don't always have for your classroom, whether it's for whiteboards or playground equipment or just a science and math lab in a corner of the room. I've seen gardens, so many things done so well. And I expect that will continue in the future. This year we had, you won't believe this, we had 830 schools participate and complete the process for a Community Cash for Schools program. And they returned in over $370,000 worth of UPCs. So here's a math question. If each of these UPCs is worth about a dime, and we had 370,000 turned into this office and counted by the people here at Community Coffee, how many UPCs are those? How many barcodes? It's 370,000 times 10, 3.7 million barcodes and UPC labels were counted in this office for Community Cash for Schools program. That's our largest year ever, so congratulations to all of you. I do want to recognize some people who are here, and I got to find them with the lights. Can't find them all, but I do want to thank David Bellinger, who's our CEO and president of the company. Did he enter the room? Help me out, Jody. No? Okay, and did my brother Hank show up? Is he here? Okay, he's going to be here. Y'all watch out. He's probably, Hank's one of the other Sirajas in the business. He's on the board of directors, and I asked him to be sure to join us today. So hopefully he will. When they walk in, I'll be sure to recognize them. You know, it's the support of people like that and all the people here at Community Coffee that make this possible. It's something we want to do. It's something we're committed to do. As a local business and business owner, we want to give back to the communities we serve. We have families here. We care about the future of this great state. and we care about the markets that we participate in. And so we want programs like this to work, but they only work through the efforts of you, your organization, communication about it, getting it all together, counting and bundling those UPCs and sending them in to us. Completing that process is so important each and every year, and I invite you to do that each and every year because we enjoy it and we're committed to it. Before going any further, I would like to introduce somebody very special who's joining us today, and that's Carla Jackson. Carla Jackson is this year's Teacher of the Year, and we've invited her to join us for this recognition today, and also ask Carla to share a few thoughts, say a few words to us.
Thank you. First of all, thank you to Community Coffee for hosting this great event today and for giving me this opportunity to speak to all of you. When you become the State Teacher of the Year, lots of great things happen. And one great thing that happened to me in my school was that Community Coffee gave our school coffee for an entire school year. And what that means is anytime a teacher walks into the lounge, there is fresh coffee. Hot, fresh coffee. 3 types of coffee, actually. So if there was a teacher in my school that maybe didn't quite like me so much, she absolutely loves me now. I get thanked on a daily basis for that coffee. So thank you, Community Coffee. But more importantly, what I want to thank them for, and all types of organizations and companies like Programs for Cash for School, like programs like Cash for Schools, I want to thank them for what they do for our students, the impact that they do have on our students. When people think about education, sometimes they just think about the academics. You know, in school, teachers, we teach children how to read, how to write, how to think critically. We teach them how to solve mathematical problems. But education is so much more than just the academics. It's the social skills, the leadership skills, communication skills. What we want to do as teachers is produce students that go out in the world and are productive and successful in our society. I want to tell you 2 stories about 2 children who were impacted from this program, Cash for Schools. The first one is about a boy named Ladarius. And Ladarius is in high school now, but I taught him in 3rd grade. And he was a joy to teach. He was funny, great sense of humor. He was very athletic. He was the kid on the playground who was leading all the football games and basketball games. Everyone loved Ladarius. But Ladarius had some struggles in school with academics. One thing was he didn't like to read. Reading was not his thing, and no matter what I gave him to read, thinking that he might be interested in it, he just put it to the side. Well, with Cash for Schools, one thing we promote in our schools is literacy. So we would buy, books for our library. But one year we asked, could we use some of the money to have a big party at the end of the year for children who might reach their reading goals. And I bet most of these kids out here know what AR is, Accelerated Reader, where children read books, take tests, and get points. But that seemed not to be enough for our students. Ladarius in 2nd grade got 2 AR points for the entire year. He was not motivated. There was no incentive for him. So we decided we were going to give a sock hop at the end of the school year for any child who got 20 AR points. And we started off with 20 thinking, let's just see what happens. Now, 3rd graders do not know what a sock hop is. We had to explain what 50s attire was, what life was like in the 50s, what a sock hop was, and once we did that, they got so excited. We had a soda shop, we had dances, they got to dress up, we had skits, but what they really were excited about was we had pretty much Walmart in our sock hop. We went to Walmart and bought all types of prizes with the money that we had. And we had skateboards, CD players, games, jewelry, you name it, it was there. So when kids read, for every 5 points over their 20, they got tickets. So through the sock hop, we would pull names. And they would be able to go to that table and get a prize. Well, Ladarius really wanted a CD player. Ladarius made it to the sock hop. He got 30 points. The year before he had 2, so he got 30 points. And he didn't get a CD player, he got a skateboard, but he was thrilled. We were all thrilled and proud of him. So Ladarius is now in 4th grade. The fourth grade teachers got wind of this great thing, and they decided they were going to have a movie night for the end of the school year for their party. And lots of prizes, lots of activities, and Ladarius was very excited about that as well. That year, Ladarius got 60 points. So now Ladarius is in fifth grade. Fifth grade wasn't quite on board with the party at the end of the year, and there was no party. And I thought, uh-oh, what's Ladarius going to do? Where's his motivation? Where's his incentive? And I was worried that he would not read that year. At the end of the year, I asked Ladarius, how many points do you have? And he said, Ms. Jackson, I have 300 points. And I thought, what? I said, wait, did fifth grade change their mind? What's the party? And he looked at me like I was crazy, and he was like, Ms. Jackson, I don't need a reward to read. I love to read now. And I thought, wow, that's what Cash for Schools did for Ladarius. Cash for Schools impacted Ladarius's life. My second story is about a boy named Michael, and Michael was the total opposite of Ladarius. He loved books. I would have to fuss at him in class for not paying attention to me because he was always reading a book, and he loved reading all types of literature. He was very smart, but what he struggled with was the social aspect of school. He, on the playground, was never playing with students. He was always by himself reading books. In the classroom, he struggled with group activities. He wanted to be by himself. He would beg me, please let me just do it by myself. And it was a struggle. The kids struggled with him. He took over the projects, wouldn't cooperate, wouldn't listen. So for him, although the academics were there, the social skills were not. Well, that year, we had some more funds to help with the sock hops, so we decided to use the money from Cash for Schools to have a garden. And my husband's here, he knows that gardening is not my thing. I could kill a rubber plant. So I was like excited about the idea of gardening and bringing the kids outside the classroom and having all this hands-on, relevant learning. But I knew I was going to struggle with gardening. So along with the money to start the garden, we got community people to come in to help us. LSU Ag Center sent some people to help us. But what I didn't know was that Michael was going to be the teacher in the garden. Michael knew everything about plants. He knew how to do the beds. He knew how to plant, how far apart to plant. He knew about the fertilizer, the insects that were good for the plants and not good. He knew everything. Photosynthesis, he did a whole lesson on photosynthesis for the children. And what happened was Michael became a leader in the garden. The children would beg me, can I be Michael's partner when we go out to the garden? And the great thing was that transferred into the classroom. Michael became a leader in our classroom. And one day I was out at recess and I turned and I saw Michael playing kickball. Michael never played ball. He never touched the ball. And I thought, okay, that's strange. So after recess, I said, Michael, why are you playing kickball? He said, well, they asked me. And I said, but they always ask you. And he said, no, but today I wanted to play. That changed Michael's life. Just the other day, I saw Michael's grandmother in the hallway. And every time I see her, she says, Miss Jackson, thank you so much for everything you've always done for Michael. And every time I say, you are so welcome. I love Michael. I'm so glad he is doing well. And 2 days ago when she told me this, I walked away and I thought about it, and I thought, you know, it wasn't just me that changed Michael's life. It was a lot of people. It was this program. It was the community members that came in to help. When in fact, people think that teachers are the ones that impact the lives of students. It's not just teachers, it's all of us. That saying that it takes a village to raise a child is so true. It takes all of our community to raise and educate children. And for that, I thank programs like Cash for Schools for seeing the value in education and supporting education. So thank you, Community Coffee.
Wow, you're a great storyteller. We are so lucky to have you represent our state as Teacher of the Year, and I wish you best of luck as you go up to Washington, D.C. to represent Louisiana. And that, you know, stories like that are what we need to capture about everything that goes on in our school. All the successes you see with students in school, if we could just share them with the community more, and so they value really what is going on, what are all the special gifts that lie inside these classrooms that we're just trying to nurture and bring forth. So thank you very much. That was wonderful. As I mentioned, we had an outstanding program this year, and so what I want to do is get to the point, which is getting to the check presentation. That's what you're here for, and that's something that's going to be different today for a couple of reasons. One is, one thing that's going to be the same is as I call your name, I'm going to ask Scott Eckert, who's our Vice President of Marketing, he's right over there. Thank you, Scott. And also Carla, who's going to help where's she? Went over there too. Okay, she's over there too, to help present these checks. But the second is I'm going to read out the dollar value of these checks. Now I've done, I don't know how many check presentations at schools or here at the office or on the road, but I've done this for over a decade. I've read a lot of numbers over that time, and I was always impressed on the number of schools that we have that earn over $1,000. There's always a couple of dozen that earn over $1,000. Everybody in this room is receiving a check of over $2,000. I've never been in this situation before. It's very exciting, and you'll be really surprised at some of the numbers for some of these schools. So great work. This is going to be really exciting. I'm really, the third thing I'm going to say is going to be different is to call up each of the schools. I'm going to ask you to applaud for each of these schools and for yourself. This is really a great day for Cash for Schools. So you guys ready to help? All right, what I'll do is I'll call your name. I've got your check. If you want your check, you have to come take a picture with me. And we're going to give you a copy of that picture. I want you to use it to market your program in your school and be sure that you get enrolled next year. All right, so we'll begin with Catahoula Elementary, $2,080. Outstanding, thank you. We also have a gift for you. We're going to send you back with coffee and 4 UPCs. So there you go. We're collect starting for next year. All right, I'll make sure. Yeah, they are in order. Great. Tash Elementary, $2,180. Let me say this also. If you have more than one person from the school, anybody you have with you, bring them all up here. Whoever you want to have up here, bring them up here to take the picture. Congratulations. Great. St. Pius Elementary, $2,280. We're going up. Congratulations. St. Genevieve School, $2,295.90. Nice work. Well done. Congratulations. Central Intermediate School, $2,320. Hey guys, here. Congratulations. Nice check. You want to hold the check? You want to hold the check? Thank you. Yeah, let's go down. All right, nice job. Great. Where are we? St. Bernadette Catholic School, $2,321. Boys in front, we in the back. Can't see the check. I gotta see the check. That's good. All right, St. Aloysius School, $2,522. Good to have you up here.
I already figured it out. I thought Tiffany was going to hold a check. She's going to make me. Where do you want me?
You come sit right
Here.
yeah, right there. There you go. Green Tea Linden, $2,529. And everybody from that school, please come up here. I've been visiting all morning with you. Great looking group. All right.
Thank you so much.
I think you got it. That's good. We planned it around this group. All right.
Thank you all so much.
You bet. Thank you. Didn't know it was going to be a field trip today. Holy Family School. Now we're really getting some large numbers here, folks. $2,730. Congratulations. Nice job. Great. All right, St. John Primary. You know, it's interesting. You see the same names sometimes each year. I hope I see each of your names on this sheet of paper next year. St. John Primary, St. Teresa Middle, $2,855. You're welcome. St. Thomas More, who's repeating a successful year last year, their total is $3,397. All right, believe it or not, I believe that $3,397 is just about at the level that this school was at last year, maybe a little more. We're getting to numbers now that I don't think I've ever presented 5 schools with numbers this high before in one year. The first is Grow-Lee Elementary, $3,735. Zachary Elementary Schools, $3,747. All right. We're almost done, and we have 2 left. The Church Academy, $4,750. get this group moving tomorrow. All right, nice job. Let's see, I need to get there. I gave him the wrong envelope, but I'll get that later. So church, Academy, I gave you the wrong envelope, but we'll swap those out later. You may want to keep that envelope because I believe it belongs to our number one recipient. Let me tell you about these folks, and you can do the math for me. One last math problem. They collected over 62,000 UPCs this year. Park Elementary, $6,254. Yeah. Anyways, one, get with the church. You know, Southeast area schools in Louisiana earned $275,000 through Cash for Schools this year. That's a very successful program, no matter how you measure it. It's not just the dollars; it's the effort, the organization, and the desire to go that extra step for each of your schools. And again, I really appreciate you and all those that help you, all the volunteers and the parents and the students that compete and have these great stories to tell now about how they raise money for their school. It builds a lot of pride in their classrooms, and it also shows them that you can do something. Just a little, a little bit at a time. Yeah, it does add up. These efforts do add up, and we look forward to having you participate next year. I think Jody's going to give us some closing comments to wrap these up, and that will be the close of our program. Is she? Okay, good. You know what? We have a guest speaker here, and I apologize. I get to introduce her. Yeah. She's a principal, M. LeBlanc, is going to come say a few words and share some thoughts with us as well. So come tell us the magic of how Park Elementary can generate this amount of activity through Community Cash for Schools.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. My name is M. LeBlanc. I'm the principal at Park Elementary. I had no idea we had that many until today, so I am in shock. I did not know we had that many. But I will say that our students and our teachers helped, but we had several community partners that chipped in this year and just raised awareness at their churches or their organizations and donated those labels to us. So we are very fortunate that we had a lot of support in the community. Tomorrow our budget is due, and it's not finished yet because I didn't know how to do some things, but now I do. So this was perfect timing. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. This is going to go a long way. Thank you so much. Thank you. Today we were awarded the top Cash for Schools amount of money. We received $6,200. There are about 20 schools here who are the top winning schools for turning in UPC labels for community coffee. So we're celebrating all the other schools' success today.
And how is this money going to impact your school?
Well, it was perfect timing. Our budgets are due tomorrow and wasn't sure how I was going to make the numbers work, so this money came in at just the right time. It's simple things like buying paper for teachers to use in their classroom, school supplies. Our students typically don't bring a lot of school supplies to school, so we provide a lot of that for them, and so that money will definitely be used to go towards that. But we just have so many new programs we're going to be starting next year, so anything that's going to help instruction and help our teachers is what the money is going to be used for.
Tell me a little bit about the process of implementing Cash for Schools into Park Elementary.
Sure. So we have support from our students and our teachers and our parents, but the majority of our support comes from a lot of our community partners. So they raise awareness at their organizations or churches or companies, and they provide those labels for us. So the majority of our labels come from our partners in addition to the ones that our school raises. And so we combine those all together and send them in. And this is the first time we've really had so much support, so we're really lucky.
And how many years has Park Elementary participated?
It's only been a couple years. This has really been the first time that there's been such a huge support system in the community. if we just did it with just our teachers alone or just our students alone, we definitely wouldn't have been able to do that. But with everyone's support, this is really why we're here today. So we've never been here in the top schools before, so this is exciting for us.
How much money was awarded today? How many schools participated?
Well, in the whole program, we had 830 schools participate, and they earned over $370,000. Over $250,000 was earned just here in Southeast Louisiana, and we recognize 20 of those top performing schools today.
For schools that may be thinking of participating but aren't yet, how difficult or easy is it to implement this program into the school?
It is as difficult or as easy as every school makes it. It can be as easy as just getting the word out. Newsletters, churches in your community, tell them about the program and get it out to students. Tell them the incentives that could possibly happen when we get that huge check from Community Coffee.
You know, this program is very important to the schools. This money goes a long way with the innovative and ways it's put to use in the classroom. Community Coffee would like all schools to participate in Community Cash for Schools program. This will be our 27th year.
And where can they get more information about that?
And more information about the program is on our website at communitycoffee.com.